There we go. Now it's working. So now we're just going to wait for some people to show up. Kelvin, we're waiting for people.
What?
We're waiting for the people.
Why do you keep getting my attention? I'm trying to eat.
Can't you eat and talk at the same time?
Well, I don't need to. You're hosting the live stream for yourself, aren't you?
Yeah.
There you go. I want to talk to you, not me.
Oh, there's somebody here. There's more than somebody here.
Great job. Have fun with that.
Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. Tuesday night hangout. That's just what it is. Just hanging out, talking shop, talking life, whatever it happens to come up. So, but of course, the only way this works is if you guys say something. If you guys don't say something, I can't answer you. So go ahead and type in that little box down there, and we'll get things moving. So, had a good weekend in the shop. Got a lot of projects done. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see some highlights of some upcoming videos and some stuff that I did that didn't make a video. I actually needed a dimple die for a project, and I've never made a dimple die before, but I had the material. I have a lathe, so took attempt actually worked. I was anticipating having to make it at least twice, but the first one isn't perfect, but it worked. And the dimple die is not that high tech of a thing. If you guys don't know what dimple dies are for you drill a hole through sheet metal and then you use it to dimple. You can use it to create traction, say on a running board, so it's a little raised, so your boot has something to ride on, catch on if it's slippery, so you don't want it slippery. Or in this case, I used it to stiffen the sheet metal. Of course, some people call them speed holes, because you got a set of dimple dies and you start putting holes in everything on your vehicle, and your vehicle will go faster. It's proven fact. No, it's not, but it looks cool, or it doesn't, depending on how well it's used. I've seen some guys who got dimple die sets and just went a little bit overboard. So anyhow, so I made a dimple die for custom size, which worked out perfectly for the project, and you'll see that video coming out at some point. I'm not sure. I gotta talk to my editor and get her button gear, because she seems to be falling behind on editing videos. So go ahead and get that done. Hopefully we'll have a video before Saturday. We're really hoping so, at least. So there's something going on here with my TV. Hang on a second. I'm supposed to be watching a live stream. Oh, I think I gotta go back one more and try this again. There we go. I was on the wrong one. I was on the one that didn't work. So now I can see it. I've got it muted so you guys can't hear me twice, which good for both of us. You feel sorry for you having to hear me the first time. So what else is going on in your guys' world? That's the big question, right? I was trying to turn the chat on the TV, so when you guys actually say something, down here in the lower right corner, you should be able to type something in. You click on it, and then you can type stuff, and we can have a conversation. Okay. So got 3 people in here. Maybe somebody will say something now. It only works if you guys talk. If you guys don't do anything, then I'm just rambling, and you want to sit here and listen to me ramble for an hour, we can do that. Actually, if I'm just rambling, it'll probably only last 15 minutes. So we're going to be doing this every Tuesday night, about 8 p.m. Central Time. That's a good time for me. And depending on how interactive it is, if we're having fun, we might go for an hour or more. Just But we got to have that interaction, like I said. Otherwise, it's just me rambling and driving my son absolutely batty over here.
I only go insane because you keep trying to get my attention when I'm doing something.
So anyhow, there's 3 people in here and nobody said anything yet. So let's go ahead and say something. Or if you don't want to talk, you just hit that super chat button and send me some money. That'll work too. I can talk about money all day long. So once again, Tuesday night hangout. We're just here hanging out and talking shop stuff, garage stuff, car stuff, truck stuff, whatever you guys want to talk about. You can ask me anything. So we had actually a pretty good conversation last week. It was last Monday. I was bored, and my wife was at work still, so I decided to fire up and start doing some live streams again. So going to try to do this every Tuesday night. Won't promise it'll be every Tuesday, but we're going to shoot for every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. So we've been going now for a little over 6 minutes, and nobody said anything yet except for me. And so if you guys don't talk, there's no point in me talking. So what does this little buttons down here do? So let's go first. Since you're here, and how's the audio? I can unmute my TV and see how the audio is, but then we get feedback. So we'll just check the audio here. We'll see what the audio has to say. I can unmute my TV and see how the audio is, but then we get feedback. Okay, so I know the audio is working. It sounds actually pretty decent. So therefore, you guys can hear me. You're not just watching me, my lips flap back and forth. So let's go ahead and you type in, and then I ask questions and make comments, and then we have an interaction back and forth. And you guys aren't doing your part. I'm trying to do my part here, but you guys don't seem to be doing your part.
That's all you talk about, like future videos or projects.
Well, that's what we will talk about, is if somebody actually wants to get into it, and we will talk about future projects.
You need to open it up.
I need to open it up?
You need to open up the conversation. You don't know how to live stream, do you?
Yeah, because I've done this a lot.
You open up the conversation, and then either they will ask questions or they will refrain if they have none. You see?
Yeah, but that's not what the Tuesday night hangout's about. The Tuesday night hangout is just about interacting with each other. So
yeah, you still need to open it up. That's something. That's just how it works.
Yeah. So anyhow, my son says we should have a topic and talk about that, and I should come up with something interesting for you guys to comment on. So we've got some projects coming up here. One of them is a bed drawer for the truck. You'll see Project Deer Slayer if you've watched any of those videos. If you haven't, I suggest you go ahead and watch some of them, because pretty interesting. It was a auction buy. It's got a lot of miles on it, and first trip that I took in it, we slaughtered a deer. So got the whole thing was fixed for under $400. So not bad for a deer strike. Anyhow, so we got a new bumper on there, and new headlights, new turn signals, a new grill, and fixed everything that was behind it, and a new transmission cooler, because that seems to have sprung a leak. So we got all that installed, and those are all in those videos, so you can go back and watch that. But now for work, I need more tool storage, and I don't like toppers or caps or whatever you want to call it, and I don't like tonneau covers, so I've got to have a way to put tools in the bed of the truck and seal them. I've got a cross bed toolbox, which is great to a point, but you put stuff in there and it's really hard to find it. So we need storage that is weatherproof, secure, and is easy to find tools and parts in. So we're going to build ourselves a bed drawer, or a set of bed drawers, and that'll be coming up fairly soon. That project, well, soon for me. Don't know when the video is coming out. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube, watched a lot of videos on bed drawers, and the things that I don't like about the ones that I've seen, they're made of wood. Wood is a bad material for a bed drawer. Okay, even if your vehicle is enclosed, you got a topper or tonneau cover on it, wood just does not hold up over a long period of time. It's something that you're going to have to rebuild. A lot of the people are building them with no way to support the drawer when it slides in and out. They're relying on the weight of the bed drawer itself to hold it, so they can't do anywhere close to full extension, otherwise it falls out. The weight sits on the tailgate, and they're just for your slides. And I just don't think that that's a good idea for longevity. Oh, well, it looks like we're back again. Sorry, it was a connection issue. So we're reconnected now. So anyhow, so we're going to be building this, thinking aluminum for most of it. Of course, can always have aluminum and steel. We'll see. Materials right now are really pricey. If you guys are into metal fabrication at all, you'll know that steel prices, anything that's made out of sheet stock, especially, has gone through the roof. And I've been reading quite a bit on that. And I've talked to my steel supplier, and steel supply costs are supposed to be coming down, stabilizing late spring, early summer, and starting to fall maybe August, September. Get back down to a normal once production ramps back up and the supply chain is back up to full strength again. I'm here in northern Minnesota. We got a bunch of iron mines right by us, and so that's where your steel comes from. At least the American made stuff, and a lot of the Chinese made stuff, because a lot of that taconite that comes out of here is going on ships and getting shipped to China too. Anyhow, so yeah, so once production gets ramped back up, steel prices will be falling. Aluminum is fairly stable. I've found the materials that I want. I've talked to my supplier. I've got my price list. I just have to go ahead and get the stuff ordered and get the time to work on that project. So yeah, we'll be building some bed drawers. What do you guys have any tips, hints, questions? We'll be using bearings, a lot of them. I went to our local surplus place the other day. They're going out of business. And while they're not the bearings that I was looking for, I did pick up 30, I think it was 33 or 34 bearings that will work for this project. So the drawers will be supported on bearings, so they'll slide in and out nice and easily, no matter how much weight you put in them. And I'm kind of designing these so, fully extended, you'll be able to stand in the end of the drawer, and so drawers should hold 500-600 pounds easily each. So not that I'm ever plan on putting that much stuff in there, but you never know. I could fill them with lead, so who knows. Anyhow, so we've got that project coming up. I've got some upgrades for one of the trailers. It's a trailer that we built back in 1995. So it's I think it's actually been seen in a couple of videos. I think it was hauling stuff in those videos, but yeah, it's a 18-foot deck. Built it as a multi-purpose trailer, dual axle, and hauled a lot of stuff on it in the last, that makes it 26 years. It's seen a lot of use, and had some upgrades, replaced the decking a couple of times, but now we're going to do some upgrades to it. We did some upgrades off camera, not last, was it last spring, Coben? Did we put the D-rings on it? When did we put the D-rings on the trailer?
What?
When did we put the D-rings on the trailer? Was that last summer or the summer before?
Big trailer?
Yeah.
I think it was the summer before.
Okay, so 2 years ago we built new fenders for it and put some D-rings in the deck. But now we're going to be doing some upgrades beyond that to make the trailer kind of worn out. And of course, it's 25 years old. Seen a lot of action in that time. So we'll go ahead and be upgrading the hitch. We're going to be putting stake pockets and tie down rails on it along the outside edges. And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to, it's C-channel frame and the C faces out. So I could cut into the C channel and set the stake pockets that way, or I can put the stake pockets on the outside of the C channel. Either way, it'll be inside the fenders, so we're no problems with going over width on that. So, and yeah, we built some diamond plate fenders for it to replace the cheap store-bought fenders that I bought 25 years ago when we built it. And yeah, so trailer video coming up, hopefully sometime in the next before the end of the year. We will be building another trailer, custom trailer that I've been thinking about for a long time. Just have to have the funds and the time to do it, and I think that's lining up. So we're going to be building. I'm not going to say too much about that trailer because it's going to be a couple of steps, but it's going to be a dual axle 5x10. That's the bed size, and 5x10 seems to be a really good size for what I want it for, and dual axle, so not so much for weight load capacity, the dual axle, so anybody can pull it. We've got some little SUVs and stuff in the family. Can I build tiny houses? Would I? You know, I've built a tiny house. She was confined to a wheelchair, so I completely gutted a travel trailer and rebuilt the inside handicap accessible. So, kind of built a tiny house. It's not something I'm really interested in. I really don't get the whole tiny house thing. Maybe somebody could explain it to me a little bit better. It's not, I've watched some videos on tiny houses, and it's a travel trailer that doesn't work well as a travel trailer, in my opinion. Some of the good things coming out of the tiny houses that I've seen are some of their storage ideas, how to store stuff, but otherwise it's just a house that's small that doesn't work well for anything. Then again, I've got a Great Dane. I can't live in a tiny house. Glad you understand my opinion on that. Like I said, if somebody can explain to me the draw of a tiny house and what, other than the cost, and honestly, some of the tiny houses I've seen, spending about $30,000. I built our cabin. Of course, this was in 1998, so a little over 20 years ago. But still, I built the entire cabin, appliances, everything, for 18 grand. So granted, there was no labor in that. That was all, my labor and my family's labor. But yeah, and that is 400 square feet.
Are you talking about the cabin that you built for
Grandma and Grandpa? Yeah.
That was made with a garage kit.
Yeah, 2x6 walls. Yeah.
It has no insulation whatsoever.
Yes, it does. It's fully insulated. We can heat it with a little electric heater.
Yeah.
Because it's fully insulated. But anyway, so my son's sitting here next to me. So he's getting in on the conversation as well. And I'm not pointing the camera at him because he'd get up and run or he'd kill me. Anyways, you've seen him in videos.
Mixture of both. I've grown since the last time I showed up in one of your videos.
You were in a video that we filmed last summer. It's up there. I don't remember which one. I'd have to go back and look.
No, definitely painful episode.
Yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, if somebody could explain the whole tiny house thing, I said, I can build a 1,000 square foot house for under $20,000. Of course, 20 years ago, so we'd be in that $30,000 range now. Probably, well, today higher because of lumber and materials prices, because of the virus thing, has gone through the roof, just like steel has. But yeah, once prices settle out again, you could build a livable, full house. Granted, not a big house, so it's not a tiny house, but it's not a big house, for the same amount of money. So, granted, and here's the other thing: it's not trying to be something that it's not. It's not a trailer, so you can't move it. Here's the thing: I know in our local jurisdiction, if you want to put a quote unquote tiny house on your property, you have to have a building permit. It's got to be permitted, and all the stuff that you have to go through to build a regular house. Just build yourself a small house, you know. But like I said, there are some good things that come out of it. Some of the storage ideas, that kind of stuff, are just truly amazing. What people have done to make a tiny house livable. I just not something I'd be interested in. And it's going to be able to be pulled by. It's going dual axle, so I don't have a ton of tongue weight. You can get just enough tongue weight for the trailer for what you're hauling for the vehicle. You're not going to be overloading the vehicle, so that's a big deal. Pulling with my truck, not a big deal, but I also want to be able to use it with the other vehicles and let the kids borrow it and whatnot. So got a good plan for that trailer, and I said I think I've got everything figured out for it now. I think I got the axles picked out for it and whatnot. So that's coming up. I'm just working on a video for my son-in-law found a Crown number 0 vise, pipe vise, buried in the dirt on a job site, and it was bad. Let's see, patent date on is 11 of 16, so November of 1916. Yeah, sorry, brain wasn't working there. I almost said 2016. That would be a very old vise to be found buried in the dirt. Anyhow, so over the weekend I was able to get that fixed up, or start the building process on it. Had to order some material that needs a new screw, so we're going to be building a new screw and a new anvil where it comes down on top of the pipe. So got that video coming out. Going to be starting this weekend on another video after I finish the vise. We're going to be rebuilding a drill press. It's not an antique drill press. It's 19. Let's see, when did I buy it? 1991, I believe. It's a Craftsman. I think it's a 12-speed belt-driven drill. I'm going to go ahead and rebuild it. It's time. It's been abused over the years. The bearings actually are the run out in the spindles actually not too bad, but there's a little bit of run out in there, so we may be replacing the bearings. Won't know till I get it torn apart. But the main column was bare steel, and it sat in the garage. And we're unstable, and we're reconnecting again. Okay, we're back again. Anyhow, so it was sitting in the garage, and it was when we bought the garage, there was actually 2 inches of ice on the floor of the garage that we had to chip out before we could move anything in there. So, and needless to say, the column is covered in rust. One of the collars that holds the rack for the table adjustment, it just broke, cracked on the set screw line. where the set screw is. So we're going to go ahead and tear that all down and clean it up and rebuild it, make a new collar, and if time permits and whatnot, we're going to be making a new drill press table for it. Nothing wrong with the table that came with it, because it's been sitting off to the side for almost the entire time I've had it. Right after I got it, I got the cross slide vise you've seen in my videos, and so it's been that's been on that drill press for almost its entire life, the entire time I've had it. So table's perfectly fine. It's just too small. And cross slide vise is great, but I think I'd like a little bit bigger table, and I'd like T slots. So I think we're going to be building ourselves a T slotted table. So that's something that be coming up. Probably won't be part of the drill press video. It'll be coming up. I got to get materials for it, and once again, steel prices are through the roof, so don't necessarily want to spend the money right now on the materials for that. But as soon as steel prices stabilize, we'll be back on some more welding projects. I've got a project coming up. Be a quick one. Just be building a picture frame for a blueprint, an elevator blueprint that I found, an antique one. I think, yeah, I don't remember right offhand what the date on it was, but it's old. And so I found this blueprint for part of an elevator, and I'm going to build a frame for it and give it to the manager of the building that the elevator is in. So, going to be building a cool frame. Got a really good idea on what I think is going to be a really, really cool frame. Channel's Wood and Metal Workshop. I have not done a whole lot of woodworking on the channel. Part of that's on me. I just enjoy working in steel better, and I haven't had a whole lot of what I would consider interesting woodworking projects. Way back on the beginning of the channel, I made a set of candlesticks. And really just woodworking, because I do it in my day-to-day. I'm not so interested in doing it on the weekends on my time off in the shop. So, but I do have some woodworking videos coming up. There's 3 or 4 different things I'm thinking of. Just have to go ahead and get those finalized and get the video shot on those. Got some tool first impressions coming out. They should be coming out in the next month. I think there's 2 or 3, maybe 4 of them. I've added some tools to the arsenal, and I've got some first impression videos for those. I do not do tool reviews. It just I hate it when somebody goes, let's do a tool review. I'm going to get this brand new tool that somebody sent me, and I'm going to take it out of the box and tell you all the stats and do a couple of really, really simple tests and then say, hey, it's a great tool, go out and buy it. No, I'll give you my impression after I get it out of the box, and I might do an update on it if it's something that I really like. For instance, is the Lincoln 210 MP. Love that welder. I've had it for a couple of years now, and I've done one follow-up. I think it was at 18 months. And then I also did a follow-up, I believe, on the rigid half-inch impact wrench, because everybody likes to dog on the rigid tools because they're not Milwaukee. And even though they're built by the same company, and a lot of them are built in the same factories. Anyhow, just a different assembly line in the same factories, using a lot of the same components. Anyhow, beyond that, so I did a follow-up video on the half-inch impact drive, I believe, because things works good. Does it work as good as a brand new brushless Milwaukee? No. In fact, I liked it so much I bought a second one that I carry in the truck for work. Don't need it that often, but it's come in handy quite a few times. And so I've got the brushless one, the newer one, not the newest one, but a newer one in the truck that works just as good. Imagine that. So yeah, Rigid doesn't have everything that the big boys have, every cordless tool, but they're getting there. So, anyways, we've been going for 30 minutes now, and I've had 2 comments. So we're going to go ahead and shut this down for tonight, and we'll be back next Tuesday. Unless anybody has any questions or comments, there's 4 of you here. Anybody can say something. Nothing? All right, guys. I'm going to try it again next Tuesday. See you then.